What if the best investing framework wasn't built by a mathematician or an economist, but by a guy who spent weekends at shopping malls watching what his wife put in her trolley? That's Peter Lynch, and today we're applying his lens to the ASX.
Before we do though, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. This is purely educational. Do your own research. Talk to a professional if you need to. All right, let's go.
Peter Lynch ran Fidelity's Magellan fund from 1977 to 19 billion. In those 13 years, he turned it from a $20 million fund into 14 billion. His average annual return was 29.2%, more than double the S&P 500 over the same period. But what made Lynch remarkable wasn't just the numbers, it was the philosophy. He believed ordinary people had a real edge over Wall Street because they saw great businesses every single day before the analysts did. Invest in what you know, he said. Then research it. So what did Lynch actually look for? He had 4 non-negotiables. First, the 2-minute drill. If you can't explain the business in 2 minutes, skip it. Complexity is a red flag. Second, EPS trajectory. Earnings per share must be growing consistently, not just one good year, then flat. Third, manageable debt. Net debt to equity below 75%. Lynch wanted companies that could survive a downturn without needing a rescue. Fourth, not a hot stock. Lynch actively avoided companies covered by 30 or more analysts or featured on magazine covers. By then, the easy money was already gone. We started with the ASX 300. After removing miners, energy companies, banks, and REITs, sectors Lynch explicitly avoided, we were down to about 65 companies. Running all 4 non-negotiables cut that to roughly 20. We then scored those 20 on 3 preference criteria: PEG ratio, niche dominance, and business simplicity. 3 companies made the final cut. Number 1. ARB Corporation, ticker ARB. ARB makes bull bars, roof racks, and 4WD accessories. You know exactly what it does in about 10 seconds. 2-minute drill? Passed. Earnings have grown at roughly 12% annually over 5 years. Net debt to equity sits around 35%, well inside Lynch's 75% ceiling. And with only about 12 covering analysts, it's not a hot stock. The one gap? PEG ratio is around 3.3, above Lynch's preferred ceiling of 1.5. But that reflects the quality premium on a dominant niche business with no real ASX rival. Total score? 18 out of 22, the closest Lynch fit on the ASX today. Runner-up is JB Hi-Fi. Understandable business, 14% 5-year EPS growth, low debt, and most importantly, a PEG of around 1.4. That's the only stock in our screen that hits Lynch's preferred valuation level. Score, 17 out of 22. Now, WiseTech Global. This one looks like a Lynch stock on the surface. Niche logistics software, 16% EPS growth, clear business model. But it fails 2 ways. First, over 30 institutional analysts cover it. That's Lynch's hot stock trigger. Hard fail. Second, PEG of 2.31, above his explicit 2.0 ceiling. Doesn't fit. Like any framework, Lynch's lens has blind spots. It's quantitative. It tells you nothing about management quality, culture, or capital allocation. It also doesn't model disruption. A boring, niche business can be turned upside down overnight. Lynch built this framework before the internet reshaped retail and logistics. And PEG looks backwards. Past earnings growth doesn't guarantee future growth, especially for mature businesses approaching market saturation. Use this lens as a starting filter, not a final verdict. Know what you own. Know why you own it. That's the whole framework. Lynch believed most investors lose money not because markets are irrational, but because they don't actually understand what they're holding. ARB and JB Hi-Fi come closest to his criteria on the ASX right now. Boring businesses, growing earnings, no analyst frenzy. If that sounds like investing you can actually understand, Lynch might be your guy.